What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Talking Elite Fitness. I'm Sean Woodland with Tommy Marquez. Lauren Khalil is on vacation, or she is in line at Starbucks for a pumpkin spice latte.
Probably both.
Probably both. Okay, before we get into anything, we got to do a welfare check. Tommy, it was a rough day for Cowboys fans. How are you doing?
I think I'm going through the denial part of the grief wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this. I got the notification while I was on a 2-mile run with Heber Cannon.
Oh, no.
I'm out in the 100-degree Arizona heat, testing the exact course that everyone's going to run tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Holding my phone in my hand. Heber and I are running. We're kind of like half chatting too because we wanted to test it, but we weren't going to fully go out just because of the temperature and the time of day. And my phone just starts blowing up, right?
I think I was one of those texts.
You were definitely one of those. You and Chase were both one. And I think to myself, either something's gone really wrong inside and we have to be back in for rehearsals, or something's just terribly wrong in general. My phone doesn't blow up like this. And I look down, I don't have any text from my wife. So I'm like, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see the list of people that are texting me, and I just go, "Oh, Jera, what did you do?"
Oh, man.
And I was just in disbelief. Like, to trade it to a team like the Packers that have historically just ripped our hearts out in the playoffs, to trade him for less than the Niners got traded away to pick Trey Lance. And to act like we're going to immediately better because of it, and trade it to a team also that is a perennial playoff team. So those picks are going to be at best a mid-first round. Unless there's something crazy up old Jera's sleeve and there's a reason for trading away a generational defensive talent. You gave the Packers Reggie White 2.0.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I honestly think this is my conspiracy theory. I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat. Jera had himself some Johnny Walker Blue to celebrate the release of The Gambler and His Cowboys on Netflix, which go watch it. It's actually great. And was reminiscing and relishing about the Herschel Walker trade.
Oh, God.
And thought, you know what? They're going to give me some of that again. And
I felt for you, man. Like, I never in a million years thought, like, I didn't think that was ever going to happen. Like, I didn't. I was like, they'll work this out. You do not let that guy walk out the door. You just don't. And in the process, and we'll get to actually like some fitness stuff here in a second. In the process, you don't send that message to your team that, hey, if you're the number one guy, we're not going to take care of you. Like that is going to have, I don't know. Like I do not understand the move. I couldn't imagine. And yeah, like you said, you got to get more for that guy. You got to get at least 2 firsts a player, couple seconds. Like you got to make people back up the Brinks truck, and I was like, wow, that's all it took. So anyway, I'm sending you a virtual hug. I'm really sorry.
Thank you. Need it.
Okay, we're going to talk about World Fitness Project Tour Stop 2, which is where Tommy is right now in Mesa, Arizona. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the news that came out about CrossFit and the Games are coming back to the West Coast. So yeah. I'll get into that because I love how that was handled, by the way. I thought they did a great job. But before we do that, I want to thank our presenting sponsor for today, and that is Thirdzy. Great people that make a great product. Their Rest and Recovery Collagen helps you get the most out of the sleep that you are getting. It helps you optimize your recovery, helps you feel better when you wake up, helps you get asleep faster, stay asleep longer. It has GABA, L-theanine, magnesium, ingredients that are designed to calm your central nervous system and help you, like I said, get to sleep faster and get the most out of your sleep. And here's a good thing. It doesn't have melatonin in it, so it doesn't make you drowsy. You can take it at any time if you're just looking to calm down, relax your nervous system a little bit. It's not like you chugged a bottle of NyQuil and then you're going to pass out on the kitchen floor. Like that doesn't happen. But it's a miracle worker. I love this stuff. I luckily remembered to bring it on the road with me when we were in Columbus, and I hope, Tommy, you have packed it as well for Mesa, Arizona.
I have. I've got. I always keep like about 5 to 6 nights of the Thirdzy travel packs. It's got right behind me in my backpack, and I needed one on night one for sure because I think I was still back in Columbus age group division timeline. We were in Columbus just long enough for my clock to shift and then come back, and then I was home for one day and then out on the road again. So definitely needed it. And like I said, I like the non-drowsy element of it too. The whole mixture there as well. Get a little collagen protein, get some amino acids. Wake up feeling a lot better, especially with the cool 64 degrees here on the hotel AC, which just kind of hits different.
That hotel AC is probably going to be the MVP of the whole trip because you're in Arizona in the summer. Yeah, that thing is hug that tightly it's Micah Parsons, and you don't want to let it go. Sorry to bring that up again. But you can go to Thirdzy.com, use our code TEF. You're going to save 20%. You're going to sleep better, feel better when you wake up, and you're going to recover a whole lot faster with it. Love Thirdzy. Please check them out. They're great friends. They're awesome people. And their product is chef's kiss, second to none. Okay, let's get into World Fitness Project. Tour Stop 2. First of all, there's some news just to recap. Some athletes who aren't there, the two biggest names who haven't shown up or who are going to be there because of injury or various reasons. Jeff Adler on the men's side, and on the women's side, Haley Adams recently announced that she will not be competing as well. So you're there in the middle of it. What's the vibe like now in Arizona as opposed to the first tour stop that was in Indianapolis?
It's interesting. I think there was a lot of I'll say it's, I think there was nervous excitement on Tour Stop 1 in terms of this is a new competition series, a new opportunity for the elite athletes, but you're not quite sure how is it's going to go, right? Hey, is this going to be a cool event? Is it going to be well run? Is the programming going to play out well? What's the emotion and tension going to be like? Because obviously, people like to play up the drama and stuff like that. And a lot of everyone who was there, the athletes that were there had a great time, a good experience. And it was this is they're doing a good job. And so for this time, I think there is excitement, but it's a little bit more in line with the vibe you get, at least on the competition side of going to any other major event, but it's just a smidge more relaxed. And talking to athletes about that, I think it comes from a place of knowing that one weekend of competition doesn't dictate my overall outcome across the entire year, especially for the signed pros. There's maybe a little bit more of that energy from the athletes that are trying to qualify for Copenhagen. We talk about that more, that aren't the signed pros, but are in the mix. So it's a little bit different vibe with that mixture of athletes in that regard. I think everything feels a little bit more tight in terms of how the week has gone so far, set up, everything like that, just because there's an event under your belt. So it just feels like a little bit more smooth and concise and as far as the operation is concerned. And
I'd be remiss in not mentioning Alex Gazan, who's not going to be there either, who won Tour Stop 1. Austin Hatfield won Tour Stop 1 for the men. He is there. So you have the leader on the men's side. But let's talk about Copenhagen, because that is what awaits. That's the championship that is after this event. So for people who don't know, what is on the line here as far as qualifying for that championship?
Yeah, so the way the season has worked for the first two tour stops, they run an online qualifier. The top 10 athletes in that qualifier get into the pro division. The next 20, I believe, maybe even 30, I'm sorry, my brain's a little fried, but get into the challenger division. So even though you don't get into the pro division, you can still earn points to the overall season standings. But you're capped at how many points you can win, obviously. So the lowest finishing pro earns more than the highest finishing challenger.
Right.
After the first two tour stops in the online qualifiers, instead of running another qualifier for Copenhagen, the 10 highest athletes as far as points that aren't signed pros get into the pro division in Copenhagen. And so they don't have to run a qualifier. They just take the top 10 point standings. So take the 20 signed pros out of the equation because they already have automatic bids in, which is the benefit of the tour card. You take the 10 highest non-signed pros in terms of points. They could come from a mixture of people who are in the pro division, people who are in the challenger division. Just the total points, you're good. And then once you get to Copenhagen, the scope narrows on just that pro division there. Points double. And at the end of all of that, you factor everyone in the mix, signed pros, non-signed pros, people who are in challenger division. The 20 highest points in are across the entire season. Those are the signed pros next year. You get your pro card for the next year.
All right, that was going to be my next question. Is obviously this has a huge bearing on how next season plays out, because just because you're a signed pro in 2025 does not mean that is the case in 2026. You got to still finish within the top 20 to keep that card, and then so we could have, for lack of a better term, some relegation going on.
Yeah,
in 2026.
I mean, and realistically, there's already pretty much relegation, set up, because the I believe there, with some exception, you look at, like, unfortunately someone like Emma McQuaid, who hasn't been able to compete all season due to injury and doesn't look like she's going to be able to come to Copenhagen either. You miss out on your pro card. Haley Adams, who unfortunately hasn't competed at either event, I believe would need to, let me find it. I believe would have to do pretty darn well. And Copenhagen, I think she may even have to win it. I have the exact tour scenarios will be published soon. I believe there's already an Instagram post up, but it like severely hampers her ability to earn a pro card next year.
Okay.
So
one thing I've heard a lot about too is like the talk of, it'd be nice if this season didn't take place during the game season. Like, is there any talk about maybe shifting the schedule next year? I know there's talk about adding more events. And I understand that, like, World Fitness Project, like, I guess they kind of waited to see, and they had to book venues, and that's one of the reasons why there's a little bit of an overlap.
Yeah.
But has there been any talk about that?
Well, here's the reality. Like, regardless of whatever drama stuff that people want to paint, there was really only one overlap.
Yeah.
The Tour Stop 1 overlapped with one qualifying event, and it wasn't even a situation where, like, athletes ultimately had to really choose, do I get a chance to qualify for the games or that? And in this scenario, in this qualifying scenario for the games, athletes had multiple opportunities outside of that singular event to qualify for the games. So it wasn't like it was even a roadblock. And the way the games were structured this year provided more opportunities for athletes to qualify, which was great. So I don't even really feel like it was that much of a hindrance. Because the reality is, athletes throughout the year are doing qualifiers for other events and other things constantly throughout the calendar year. Whether you're qualifying for stuff that's in the off season, or there are other events that you're doing. And realistically, next year, like, you're going to be doing the Open during Wadapalooza. Right. And two of the three events from World Fitness Project, live events, are after the game season is completely done. So I don't think there's necessarily any plans to move it outside of the game scope. But as has been the case from the get-go, and Will Morad has been very overt in saying this, like, the goal is they're not trying to compete with the games. Yeah. They're trying to provide additional opportunities for athletes to compete. And for the most part, like, even talking about this season, the athletes haven't had a problem with it. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
No, so I don't know. It feels like a people are making it a bigger issue than I really think it is. So I don't know. I know the talk is definitely to add more events and add more opportunities across the calendar year. And I also think, like, there's a potential that, like, with more events, like, you may not necessarily need to show up to every single one.
Yeah.
Right. It builds more point scenarios across the year. So if it does run into another event, then you can, then you can take one off and not have it be as devastating to your pro card pursuit. And ideally, we talked about this all weekend at the age group. It'd be great if everyone could figure out a way to integrate with each other.
I think that's that's the biggest thing for me. It's like, and Rich Froning has said this, let's get everybody in a room and talk. I think that I've said this for, I don't know how many years. Everyone has a little bit of a piece of the pie. Like if we could all get together and put this whole thing into one sort of, Voltron season, that would be the best way to move forward. But
agreed.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to watching it. It starts we're recording this Thursday night. So Friday morning is when it all goes. And that'll be live streamed. Oh, and here's a good thing too. It's still on the World Fitness Project website, but now they have the rewind feature. I saw that on social media. So that's great. That'll make people happy. And for people who are wondering like why they don't put it on YouTube, there are, from what I understand, like World Fitness Project will have more control over what they can actually put out over air that could get them, like music, things like that would get them taken down if they were on YouTube for like copyright strikes and things like that.
Yep. And then on top of that, I believe that the full archive streams will be up, I think, around 24 hours afterwards on YouTube. So
nice.
So they'll be able to have the freedom to run that on their platform. And it's also in addition to the copyright issues and the potential streaming issues, they will also be able to use their system to live stream in 8 languages, I believe.
Oh, cool. Good.
Yeah. So it's allowed them to build some additional stuff that you don't get on YouTube. That's really cool. So, And they took the feedback and added the replay option, and it's going to be up on YouTube. So yeah, it should be fun. The 2 mile run tomorrow morning to kick things off. It's going to be early to avoid the heat. Average temps around that time have been around 80 to 82.
8,200.
Yeah. So
this place stands as a monument to human arrogance.
115.
Yeah.
This city shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Stands as a monument to human arrogance.
King of the hill.
Oh, great quote. One of my favorite quotes.
From same broadcast crew, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
A few, same as commentators, same broadcast crew. And then few tweaks behind the scenes, but yeah. Jeremy Austin and I will be on the call with Gabby for pro heats. We'll also have Alex Gazan will be joining us for some heats.
Nice.
as will Bethany Flores.
Cool.
So that's another athlete that's out. So there's multiple spots opening up on the qualification side. So there will be more pro cards up for grabs.
Yeah.
Based on Emma and Bethany being out and all that jazz. So
just to repeat, so I make sure that I understand this correctly. Copenhagen is the championship. That is the week before Christmas?
Yes. So it goes off the weekend before Christmas.
And then it's the top 20 in the overall standings plus the top 10 challengers.
Yep.
Non-signed pros, I should say.
So there's 20 signed pros plus the top 10 points owners outside of that go to Copenhagen.
Okay.
And then when it's all said and done, the only thing that matters is your overall points for the year.
Cool.
That dictates who gets the pro cards. So
looking forward to watching it. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, World Fitness Project website, right? And if you go if you go to their social media on Instagram, you can see they got the whole weekend schedule. Looking forward to it, man. Yeah, I'm going to watch as much as I possibly can. I'll sit there at work with my headphones on and, just be like, yes, business and such. And while I'm watching,
like business cat, just
exactly, just making noise in my office so people think things are going on. But yeah, I'm actually just watching World Fitness Project. So cool.
Yeah, there's some really cool events that I'm excited to see kind of how it goes.
Like what?
There are elements. There's 100 strict handstand push-ups. In Pro 2. In 20 rep sets per round. So very curious to see, because I think that's can be kind of a throwing the leaderboard into the Yahtzee shaker a little bit.
Yeah. And
then the finisher for Saturday night, the max clean right into just a all out sprint barn burner, 500 meter row into a 100 dumbbell, a farmer's carry dumbbell walking lunge, 100 pounds in each hand for the men, 70 pounds for the women. Athletes are oh, I'm pinning my ears back. I'm going for this one. So some cool stuff for the weekend for sure.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, let's move on to the next thing. Before we do that, I want to thank our other sponsor for today. That is Victory Grips. If you go to victorygrips.com, use our code TEF, you are going to save 15%. And you got to check out their Conquer grips. They represent years of innovation distilled into one game-changing product. They've perfected the balance of thickness, comfort, and protection in a single expertly crafted design. It has precision engineering, no chalk, don't need it. Perfect thickness engineer in the sweet spot, substantial enough for uncompromising durability, refined enough to preserve natural feel and control. They have advanced sweat management, and I think the coolest thing is they have two types of straps. They got the V strap, that is chef's kiss, and then they also have the regular the regular strap that you used to with a normal set of grips as well. It just goes straight around your wrist. But that V strap is a game changer. Really, Victory Grips has every grip for any bar, for any workout. VictoryGrips.com. Use our code TEF. You're going to save 15% and check out the Conquer grips. Especially look, if you're an affiliate owner and you hate cleaning up chalk, maybe gift some of these to your members because you will not have to sweep up chalk anymore. It is so weird for me to not have to do that now.
Yeah.
It's like I used to have chalk everywhere just because, like I said, you get me on a bar hanging and doing stuff that's just not a good thing. And so I would always need chalk just to help improve my grip. And now that I don't, and I love it. It's great.
You used to have chalk everywhere. We'd call you Powdered Donut.
Yeah. 400-meter run, really, chalk.
Yeah. and I actually love them for travel too, right? Because you go hotel gym, you drop in somewhere else. Like the last thing you want to do is like be the chalk guy at an unfamiliar. You don't need it now. Mm-hmm. Even like at an event here, where like when they're setting up the rig and you're like, let's sneak over to the warm up area, and they're not trying to like have chalk buckets everywhere. You just sneak up, hop up, don't got to worry about it.
Fantastic. VictoryGrips.com. TEF is the code, 15% off, and you'll thank us because you'll be adding like 5 to 10 reps every time you hop up on the bar because your grip is going to be fantastic. Mm-hmm. Okay, next thing we wanted to talk about is, and look, I got to give, CrossFit's been doing really well with the content recently. Like they've been, the fact that they leaned into this, I thought was great, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, there was a government official in Albany at a press conference who mentioned something about the CrossFit Games and how great they are, but they're going to the West Coast next year. And then CrossFit put that on their, it's out there, so what are they going to do, right? You could be like, oh no, that's totally deny it. But they edited together this great social media clip that featured, like Frank Drebin from Naked Gun going, there's nothing to see here. Like the firework stands blowing up behind him. And it was great. Like it was, that was really good. But the speculation is, and I understand why, is that it's going to go back to Carson because this would be what, the 20th anniversary?
Yeah, this upcoming one is 20th anniversary.
Is nuts. So I can't believe that because look, that was the heyday. I think if you polled fans who have been around for a long time, what has been their favorite venue, it would probably be Carson. And I think it has as much to do with some of the moments that were there and some of the athletes that competed as it does with the venues themselves. The tennis stadium, you think about the Burden Run in 2013, the soccer stadium, the track, like it's all right there. And so, but I don't think it's going to be Carson, and I'll tell you why. But what do you think about that?
Yeah, I understand like the nostalgia for the past, and that would be really cool. But it would also require a commitment to the same level of spending and investment in the sport that they have had in those years too, as well. Mm-hmm. Because part of what built the spectacle of the sport was the entire festival experience that was put into that. And it maybe that's something that whoever buys CrossFit, if the sale goes through, if that happens, they want to reinvest in the sport like that again. That would be a way to maybe bring that back. But yeah, I don't know. I know it makes sense that they want to bring it quote unquote home, right? Back to California. Mm-hmm. I get there's some really cool things you could do at the 20th anniversary of the games and going back to Carson. and bringing back some legends of the sport, very much like how Rogue honors its legends.
Yeah.
To that event and do some like really cool historical pieces, I think, along the way. That's a free idea for you, CrossFit, if you want to do some of take our rewind idea and do some of that.
Oh, God, that'd be amazing.
And produce pieces for that,
Yeah.
For the 20th anniversary. My 10th anniversary idea that I pitched a long time ago. Those 10 moments for 10 years idea that I pitched when we were at CrossFit, and they didn't want to do it. Like, lean into the nostalgia heavy, because that's what your marketing campaign is doing. But yeah, I don't know. It would also be interesting to me to see if they announce that before the sale goes through.
Well, and this is a huge caveat, right? If everything that I think right now could be totally blown up by a new owner that says, actually, we're not doing any of that. Here's what we're going to do, right? So that needs to be taken into account.
Yeah.
But I think here would be, I think, the problem with going back to Carson. Okay. You've been there, kind of done that. Like that was its own era, right? And I know it would be amazing. Like I would love to see the games back there again, because I have so many fond memories of being there and the tennis stadium and all that stuff. But then what are you going to do after that? Because at some point you have got to move on. Because like you said, if you're not going to commit to that same level of spending that you had there, then what's next? You don't want to go back and not do it justice. It's like, if you have a favorite band that broke up or ended, like they're done. And then it was like, well, when are you going to have a return? When are you coming back? And they do, and then it's disappointing, and you just realize, oh man, this isn't what it used to be. Like at some point you just got to be like, no, it happened. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, I mean, you could be like the Eagles. They did like 5 farewell tours.
Yeah, exactly. Or like Michael Jordan coming back, right? Like that wasn't what it was supposed to be. Everyone had this Michael Jordan with the Bulls and winning all those titles and the flu game and all that stuff. And then he comes back. It's like this is not the same.
Like the jumper still looks good. The mid range still looks good. But he's not hustling on defense the same way, the Wizards MJ it's tough.
So let me posit another theory here to you. CrossFit does seem to be going back to its roots, right? So what would be a better way to go back to your roots? Is it going to Carson? Or is it doing something that would allow you to hold events at the ranch?
Kind of like how they were forced to in 2020.
Yes.
But you do it more like a ranch plus type spectacle event.
And I'm not saying it would all be at the ranch. I'm just saying there could be at 2016, the 10th anniversary. There was a day at the ranch.
Yep.
2020, 20th anniversary. There could be a day at the ranch. Given the current direction of what the content is and what the messaging seems to be, that seems more likely to me. And it means that if you're going to do that, okay, well, what's the anchor? Like, where's the anchor city? And there's really only one I can think is in the vicinity, and that's San Jose.
Bay Area. Yeah, Bay Area, Silicon Valley.
And talking to some people on site who will remain nameless because it was off the record, there was a very strong indication that it was not going to be Carson.
Really? Yeah.
So where is it? And maybe it's Vegas. Maybe it's, but that's blazing hot in the summer. The Bay Area, San Jose in particular, in that time frame it's not bad. And there are plenty of venues here. Like you look at they had the outdoor sports complex in Morgan Hill. That's just south of here. Of San Jose, where they had the 2020 COVID games. They used the aquatic center there. They had the huge fields. There are plenty of venues where you could do it here. You have San Jose State University. You have Santa Clara. Yeah. You have high schools that are like what's the league?
West Catholic League.
West Catholic League. These schools are, one of them is like Valley Christian. It's up on the hill. Has a freaking aquarium. A high school.
We played all of them in football in high school, and these schools are loaded, and they're like universities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have Valley Christian, you have Bellarmine, you have St. Francis, you have, I mean, Archbishop Reardon's further north, same with St. Ignatius in the city. But I mean, like some powerhouse teams there that have a lot of money, really nice. I mean, Valley Christian was brand new. It's up on the it's up on the hill. It's there's no shortage of facilities in the area, especially if you plan on utilizing the ranch for some elements. I'd be really interested to see how they could make that spectator friendly, if at all. You know,
so that's one issue. So go ahead. Sorry.
Do you blow it out festival style like the 09 games back in the day with people in their cars? But that was really hard. It was like kind of chaotic, and I don't know if that you could get away with that, especially with like permits. Because that was the reason why the games moved in 2010 anyways, because Monterey County was like, we're not super stoked that you've been doing this event.
Yeah.
And like permitting without proper permitting. So that's why they had the 2010 Aromas shirts printed, and then they gave them away at the L1s because they're like, nope, that's not happening. The other part is like, because and this is one of the things about Carson. If you go back to Carson, you would almost have to bring back the age groups back into the fold.
Well, I think that's doable as well. And again, given all these venues that they would have access to here, that's a possibility. But then that gets back to your point of the spend. So how do you work your way around that? Is it those entities like Pit Throwdown and Legends, like they're going to come together and do the Masters, and then Wheel Wad will do that? It's just going to be here. Yeah, possibly. But the thing that I'm trying to figure out is that, okay, what's the arena? What's the anchor arena? Because I think the SAP Center where the San Jose Sharks play is probably a little too big.
Yeah, too big.
The CEFCU Arena where the minor league team plays is probably too small. It's great. It's beautiful, but I think it's probably a little too small for what they'd want to do for like an anchor arena, which then takes you to one of the, San Jose State's indoor arena, Santa Clara, possibly. So that's the one thing I'm like, maybe not. But they do have, like, if you're looking for a good outdoor place, PayPal Park, which is where the San Jose Earthquakes play, brand new facility, probably just about right. I mean, it is literally across the street from the airport. Yeah.
I mean, you see it coming in.
Yeah. So
I just looked. Levy Center, Santa Clara's capacity isn't big enough for the arena.
Okay,
it's only 5,000.
I know, and so at San Jose State, they've had regionals there in the past. That was 2014. They had regionals
2014.
There.
Yep,
and it's a pretty sizable venue. It's on, it's right there on campus. I don't know, but when I heard that, and again, this is from someone who I trust. It's like, I don't think it's going to be Carson. I was like, okay, well, where could it be? And that's the one place that popped into my mind. Okay, well, if you're not going to go back to your roots in Carson, and I get why they don't want to do it. I mean, I would love it again. I think it's like the best place to do it.
Yeah.
Then do you go back to the ranch for the 20th? Because you did it for the 10th. Then if you're going to do that, where do you go? Like because you can't do the whole thing there. Unless you're not going to let people in and you're just going to make it a made for TV event. And even then that's hard. So yeah, I think I would not be shocked if it was someplace in Northern California. And then, like I said, maybe there's, I don't know if you could consider Las Vegas the West Coast, maybe someplace in Oregon. I don't know. But like that's what made sense in my head.
Sacramento?
Yeah, you could, but that's the problem there is the weather in the summer. And in August. It is. I grew up there, and it gets into the hundreds. Like it's dry heat though, but it's bad. So you would have to do it primarily indoors. But you do have then all the more or less the same stuff that you would have in San Jose. You got Golden One Center, you have Sac State University, you have Sacramento City College, you have the old Arco Arena that I think they still use. Like there's a lot that they could do there. But man, the heat is the problem.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just something to chew on. But again, this all goes out the window if there's a sale by then and new owners like, no, we're not doing that. We're going here.
Somewhere.
But if this is still the plan, and I like that. I would love to see them go back to the ranch for the 20th and do something that.
Do something. Yeah.
And the other thing I would love to see them do for the 20th is do nothing but from events from the past. Like do all repeat from the CrossFit Games. Pick all the classic events. Bring them all back. Maybe you make a rule. It's like, I don't know, one a year. Bet that'd be 20
That-
events. But
that's
you could
cool.
do like, I don't know, pick some. But who wouldn't want to see push pull again? Who wouldn't want to see a burden run again? Or, pick it 333,
Yeah.
2159 complex.
Yeah.
Double grace. Like you could do all that stuff. I would love that. Like it's just one games that's just the whole. It's all events we've seen before. Let's really lean into this and celebrate the past.
You have a lot of options in that regard.
She gave me several options.
I mean, the Bay Area is so easy to get to. There's 3 major airports right there within earshot. The ranch is about 45 minutes from San Jose proper.
Yeah. About. I mean, about 45. Depending on traffic.
Yeah, that's the other part.
You have plenty of hotels. The two biggest things I think I have working against it. Where's the indoor arena? Because it's either too big, too small, or I don't know. And the cost, like it's not cheap to do things in the Silicon Valley. Like it just
It is
isn't.
not.
Like it is like being in Columbus and ordering dinner. I'm like, that's it. Are you sure you charge me enough? Like you get
so
that
trippy.
meal here. Like it's twice the price.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing where I'm like, I don't know. But that's my theory.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I think it's a great theory. I like that.
And we could be wrong and we're going to wind up in Carson, which I'd be happy with too, because again, love that venue. And I would still do the same thing. I'd still do all repeat workouts.
Yeah. That would be, man, that would be a good, I would love to see, that's a good one for Chase and Bill to do. Just program a game.
Oh God. That's like, yes.
I think they've done something like that before, maybe, or at least touched on it.
They probably have. Yeah. But that'd be a lot of fun. I think they have. They did like a whole programming of the games with games events.
Yeah.
But there's so much. You could do Murph. You could do like how many? Come on. You could do climbing snail. You could do like all kinds of good stuff. I'd love it.
A lot.
Yeah, it'd be good stuff. All right. Well, we got a little bit of a shorter episode today. 'Cause I know you got to get to bed. You got an early morning. I got to get to bed. I got the 5 a.m. CrossFit tomorrow at NC Fit. You got any PRs and no reps? I mean, I know you're going to no rep your Cowboys, so we can just probably get that out there.
I'm definitely double no rep. The decision making of Jerry Jones.
I feel for your fan base, man. I really do. God, that's got to be tough. The only thing I could liken that to is if the Rams had traded Aaron Donald at the height of his career and they got 2 firsts for him. I'd be like, slow clap. Like, come on.
Micah Parsons is a lifelong Cowboys fan who grew up in Eagles country. He wanted to play for the Cowboys, and he fell to us on draft day because, like, he focused on his pro career and sat out part of his last season to focus on that and didn't want to get hurt. And so people were nervous about him. And only the like poetic element right there, if you're a Packers fan, is the only other player to start a career with 4 consecutive seasons of 12 or more sacks, Reggie White, which congrats, you just got Reggie White 2.0.
Jeez, man. Packers are going to be tough this year.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, so no rep to them. I'll no rep the Dallas Cowboys too. Like, what the hell are you doing? Jarrett, get your ego out of the way. Pay this man, and let's just all move on.
Yep.
He got paid too. What, $188 million over 4 years with 136 guaranteed?
And that's
get you your money.
Immediately signed. Like, they announced the trade. He immediately signs for an extension.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't believe when I saw it. Anyway, so yeah, big no rep the Cowboys. You got any PRs? Anything good happening?
I got a couple. I'll
right.
PR that all the people behind the scenes of the age group games last
that's
week.
A good one.
A lot of awesome people making that event happen. I know we'll hopefully get to talk with Jason Grubb and do a more full recap of just that experience in the coming weeks. Met a lot of people, got to meet a lot of people there and just had a really good interpersonal experience with everyone I came across. A couple I do want a couple of specific PRs. One to the McFerrin family, owners of CrossFit Addict in Virginia. Trey McFerrin, I believe, is the founder of that. One of the days I was really, really homesick, and was walking to the bathroom during a brief respite, and Trey, his wife, were there with their baby Knox, who I think is maybe a month younger than my son. Mm-hmm. And he was butt scooting a little bit around the floor and just kind of playing, and it was very cute. And I walked by and and he said hi, and he listens to the show, and was like, oh, like, how's yours doing? And like, just that interaction with him, talking about like new parenthood and stuff like that. And they like let me hold their son and like take a photo with them and stuff like that. That whole interaction of just talking through that and just like having a real human moment, like just was exactly what I needed, and like had an awesome conversation with them, like good people through and through. And they run their 12 or 13 year affiliate in Virginia. And it was just like super cool to chat with them and connect on that level. And it was a bright spot in my interactions for sure that weekend. So huge PR for them. So
nice. Yeah, I'll PR. Same thing. Everyone behind the scenes at the CrossFit Age Group Games, they were fantastic. Also got to PR the Acai Bowl people because that was my little bowl of happiness every day. And PR that's an assist on the PR to Bella Martin because she was the one that had the food vouchers. It's like here, like just dealing them out like she's in Vegas. I was like, thank God that I have those because that was I look forward to that every single day. Chase had 2 one day the same day. So
I almost did because I figured out that you could swap the Nutella out for the peanut butter, and it was the same protein amount, and there was a low sugar version of like Nutella, and it was basically no difference in like lower fat content, like just better macros overall. And I had it the last day, and I was like, I might just say, give me 2 of those and reload.
Why did I not think about that?
Yeah.
Oh God! All right, I'm disappointed now. Oh, also got to PR Jenny's ice cream in Columbus. That place is fantastic.
Oh, so. I should PR you for that. For being like,
I told you, I'm like, dude, we gotta go. Life changing.
I didn't have a bad flavor there.
No, it was so good. It was, and the line out the door moves. Like anytime you see an ice cream place, with the line out the door, and we go. I found that place when I first started going there in Columbus for the Arnold Strongman Classic, and it's cold there that time of year. Like it ain't let's go get some ice cream weather, but there's still line out the door. That's how good it is. Stay open all year.
Oh, another PR, Percy and Nick, another Percy No Mercy is a DJ here at the event. Last event, they also had a baby around the same time, and they brought him, and we were like kind of connecting about parent stuff, and that's been a nice like. They're here again, and we're just chatting and getting to see the growth of their little boy. So it's been a fun way to help the homesickness.
Perfect. Well, listen, man, have a great show. I hope it goes well. I'll be watching as much as I possibly can tomorrow. Maybe I'll send you some texts to try to make you laugh on air.
Oh, please do.
Honky tonk, but donk.
Oh man, you give me some stuff so I can also get Jeremy Austin too.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
He always gets me with a random Australian like.
Oh God.
And he's got so many. I was like, Jeremy, like, how do I say like you're gonna stick out in an Aussie saying? He's like, oh man, he's sticking out like a dog's balls. I was like, oh my God. Like no hesitation.
God bless Jeremy Austin. Well, tell him I said hi. Tell the whole crew I said, hey, I hope it goes great. And like I said, I'll be watching as much as I can tomorrow. So as they say in the biz, break a leg. Lauren will be back hopefully next week. She's on vacation, a well-deserved vacation. So she left us unsupervised. And I'm sure she'll regale us with tales of pumpkin spice lattes. So
yeah. And, now it
all right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks to our sponsors, Thirdzy and Victory Grips. Thirdzy.com. The code is TEF. You'll save 20%. VictoryGrips.com. Same code, TEF, because we like to keep it simple, and you'll save 15%. Tommy Marquez. I'm Sean Woodland. Take care of each other. Be better, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
Like a kiss at the start of a first date. If it's good, I don't want to wait. When the feeling's right, I'm taking everything.